8th of March, Tuesday, and it is International Women's Day. Yeah.
It's and this International Women Day is a special day for women. Yeah, and we also want to share some news information about the crypto, and we also wish the best wish to all the women for the world. Yeah, and now with the news today, our main information because we hear last week from 12 days ago there's a war between Russia and Ukraine, and Europe have some action with Russia, and now they also have some regulation on the crypto. Yeah, but with the news we see Europe they will have some regulation to set move forward on the crypto without Bitcoin ban. Yeah, with this title, we also can see they may have some feeling friendly with the crypto world, and they don't want to ban the crypto because Europe now may be in trouble because of the war in between Russia and Ukraine. That's why they should be flexible to adapt in this situation. And now, Mr. Nicholas, what is the other title, the other information you want to share to our audience?
All right. Other information. Okay. The war has caused the oil price to go up. But first, let us talk about since we are talking about crypto, we are talking about blockchain and all. So there is this article talking about scams, right? So we want people to know that, of course, everything good. There's always some people who are going to some people who are creative, very creative, by coming up with a lot of funny ideas to want to scam you off your money, right? So so this there's this term called rug pull scam. I don't know who come up with this, but of course this scam accounted for about 2.8 billion. 2.8 billion is a lot of money. You can fund a war already, you know. Yeah. Yeah, but 2.8 billion lost for victim collectively. Yeah, of course it is easy for them, these scammers, to create new tokens and just get it listed in any funny unproven, or just get it listed since they already have money, so they just get it listed. So what we need to do as an investor, as a crypto enthusiast, as anybody that is responsible for our own money, so when we look at new projects or even new tokens out in the market, we do background checks on that. That is why we have been doing this. That's what we have been doing in this channel. We try to cover information that is relevant for our investing moves, or our investment intention. Yeah, so we cover information like that, so that you guys may know, and we ourselves may also be reminded that what is the information out there available for certain particular coin that could be new. Yeah, so of course besides doing background checks on them, we look into their core team, you know. So of course their core team should be real people and not just some machine or AI or something like that. Or they just put a Will Smith picture that is not their own picture, or they just put a very pretty girl picture and that's not their own picture. Yeah. So we ourselves, we project team, we also receive scams message from people, yeah, who, the moment they come up to us, we look at the message. Oh, hi, I'm representing this so and so and so. We would like to talk to you, and then you know that after 2 weeks, their account becomes a deleted account. You know, so I'm talking about Telegram that we have been using. Yeah, so they start a new account, and in fact, some people will use your profile picture and start a new account, scam account with your name. So and then they go around scamming people. Yeah, so these are the things that are going around. Of course, we just need to be more careful. Yeah. So let's move on to the next slide, which is okay. Um, Bitcoin
Oil price.
price versus oil price. All right.
Yeah.
So this is something that we tried to cover a couple of weeks
Yeah.
back. So let's rewind back to 2020, April. Yeah,
Yeah.
2020 April was a month that got the whole world by surprise. Yeah. So never have you seen, or maybe there were before, but in as far as I know, during my time watching the market, watching market prices, I've never seen minus 40 negative.
Yeah.
I mean, we have seen countries with negative zero temperature, but negative $40 oil price is quite unseen for. Anyway, yeah. So in April 2020, the price of oil went down all the way to negative 40. In other words, you don't have to buy oil.
Yeah.
They pay you to get the oil from them, so to speak, technically. Yeah. But of course, it bounced back up to about $40 after that. Um, so that was 2020. That was a high time during the pandemic period where a lot of people are going crazy. Not crazy in a sense, but they are getting very worried. They are getting very hysterical in a sense. Yeah. So of course, the demand for oil. I mean, since it's pandemic, right? People travel
Yeah.
less. People use use the petrol less and all. Yeah, these are
Yeah.
just contributing factors. Yeah. So of course, at that time, Bitcoin price. Let's move to the next slide. Of course, Bitcoin price was like 10,000 at the time when oil price went down to a negative and hang at 40. In the same month, April 2020, Bitcoin price was 10,000 or
Yeah.
slightly below 10,000, maybe 8,000 plus, 9,000 plus. Yeah. So that was a time where nobody will ever believe that Bitcoin will ever go back up to 20,000 like 2017.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, Bitcoin is going up, but not too sure whether it go up to 20,000 or not. No, I don't know. Nobody know at the time. Yeah. But March 2021, April, or that's like 11 months later. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in less than one year later, you see Bitcoin price went up to 60,000, and then of course it's come back down to 50,000, and it was hanging at 50,000 plus for quite some time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are the movement of oil and Bitcoin. So are they actually related? Oh, I would don't do that. Then where does the Bitcoin investor come from? I mean, they don't suddenly appear out of nowhere and say, "Oh, I invest in Bitcoin." So they must have a certain level of confidence in a certain particular market. So they invest in Bitcoin. So of course, there are many people or many institutions out there who will want to hedge their investment. So they
Yeah.
invest in Bitcoin as well. Yeah. So let's move on to the next slide. Yeah. So this one covers. Okay, I did this slide like on Friday or
Yeah.
Saturday. I think Saturday I did a slide. Yeah. So price was I had to redo this slides this morning at 7
Yeah.
plus. The price was like 100 and I think
For
110 or 120 110 around there. Yeah.
yeah.
So this was no, yeah, I think 110 something like that. 120 plus for 120 plus for natural gas. Yeah. So
Yeah.
the EU natural gas has doubled in price basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since yesterday or last night or this morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
So
double.
yeah. So of course, it went up all the way to 240 before it landed back up to 220, down to 227, and
Yeah.
according to this picture here, which I paste from the link. Yeah. So what causes all this natural gas to go up? Of course, it's a cause of war, the result of having the war, or result of sanctions more than just result of war. Because when war happened, everybody not happy with Russia. I believe a lot of people, all of you out there, half of you probably not happy with Russia, half of you probably not happy with the US for stirring the emotions. But nevertheless, it happened, right? So of course, when the war happened, sanctions come. And these
Yeah.
days, US are very relaxed. They're just staying back at home and just
Keep watching.
giving out the sanctions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when they sanction, um, they are trying to restrict the oil flow, oil supply, perhaps, because you see, the whole world thinks that Russia is the bad guy. So someone must do something to tell the whole world that Russia is the bad guy. But uh, but not to forget, Russia supplies 40 to 45 or 46% of Europe's energy needs. But in this case, natural gas, LNG, Russia accounts for more than 30% of Europe's need. I mean, more than 30%. Let
Yeah.
me highlight this 30%. Yeah, more than 30%. Yeah. So where does the 70% come from? Anywhere else. So when sanction happens, it means, if you try to imagine, oh, now Russia can't sell the oil, or rather natural gas, to Germany and Europe. So who are Germany going to get natural gas from? One of those people is the US.
Yeah.
But the US, of
Of
course,
course.
you need to take the ship.
Yeah.
You need to transport over the sea route from US to Russia, and it takes a long time. It takes a
Yeah.
lot of money to do the to transport, and of course, because of that, it's going to cost a lot of money. Whereas from Russia, it's just you're going to I switch on the pipeline, and then you get the gas. Yeah. So let's move on to the next slide. Uh, oh 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 um um oh okay, where am I clicking? uh Next slide is oh no no
It's
no no
tough. It's tough for a blockchain lover.
crude oil, just a slide after natural gas. All right. Crude oil is the same thing. Of course, it doesn't double in price overnight, just like natural gas, but you, people need more natural gas right now because Europe is in winter now. You need the gas to heat up your house. Yeah.
Yeah.
So crude oil, uh, up to 139. Of course, the big news last week or the previous week, last week was, oh, it breached $100. Then few days later, oh, it breached $110 US dollar per barrel. Now it went up to 120, 139 before it landed back up to 100, down to 120 plus. So this is very high, people, very high. Yeah. So there's this meme out in Facebook, social media. It says, "Oh, quote unquote, I don't usually brag about me going to expensive places, but
Yeah.
today I'm going to the petrol kiosk."
Yeah.
Basically, it means the petrol price, the oil price is going up. So for you to drive a car, I think in Singapore it's like $3 or something like that per liter, something like that. I'm not too sure. Yeah. uh, it probably may go higher. I'm not too sure. Yeah. So it's any. But you look at the chart. You just look at the chart. The chart goes straight up, just like Bitcoin a few years ago. It goes straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's look at my screen. Look at my whiteboard here. So Bitcoin price. This is at this is what 34K. 34K was okay, this is last month, 24th, around 23rd, 23, 24th, 23rd, 24th, that
Yeah.
kind of timeline, right? Last month, because this was a time where they were talking about war and going to start a war, something like that. Yeah. So when the war started, this is BTC price, this is oil price, right? Oil and gas, they both have the same chart. They're just moving at the same direction. Yeah. So oil price was like going up, and then it come back down when they were like talking, trying to cool down the war, and then they come down a little bit, and then they shoot up again. Yeah. So this is where we are today. Yeah. So for BTC, similar pattern, but of course at the end it come cascade down. Yeah, it come back down a little bit again. Yeah. So but you look at the price margin, the margin of oil from 110 to 124, that is how many percent? I don't know. But anyway, similar pattern you see there. But of course, when we look at how the Bitcoin price, crypto price move, people tend to have some minor delays. Yeah. So the coming back down to the question of whether oil price affect Bitcoin price or crypto price. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you see the Bitcoin price was the last time I wrote on this board was Bitcoin price was 43,000. ETH price was nearly 3,000. It was 2009 plus. Yeah. So it come back down to 38,000, and for ETH below 2,500.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for us looking at crypto price, let's be mindful of what is happening in the market for right now, and of course how the war may. Of course, we all hope that the war will stop. I mean, of course, everyone hope that the war will stop. America only need to do one thing to stop the war.
Sell weapon.
Yeah, is to tell them, okay, NATO, Ukraine will not join NATO. We will not allow Ukraine to join NATO, and the war is stopped. Right? Magic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So let's move on.
Mm.
Move on to the next slide. What is on the next slide? Okay. For otherwise you watching our channel. Yeah. So we are in a time where in the financial industry there's some changes, there's some transition. So you see, I almost say countries like Morgan Stanley also. No, you see companies like Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, etc., and all the big banks. They are getting on to the blockchain game, getting on to the crypto game as well. You see stock exchange coming out with Bitcoin ETF and all that. You know that blockchain is a big deal, right? Because all these are
Yeah.
happening for real. You know that China is going so far ahead with their own CBDC. That's for real. And India, the second largest country by population, is also moving, following behind. Yeah, so these things are real. Okay, so what can you do when 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 the jobs is limited in current market, and then you look at the blockchain side. There's a supply demand. It's basically a supply demand thing. First thing, blockchain expert. Of course, people need a lot of blockchain expert. Yeah, but to be an expert, you need to start somewhere. You need to start from zero if you never has any experience. But if you're already there, you could be filling some space there. And then there's regulatory compliance. You see SEC coming up with a lot of regulations, and all this need experts view and all. Because banks will need regulatory compliance officers or staff that is going to take care of the blockchain area, right? And then there's this trade and exchange operator. Okay, operator. Yeah. So crypto is definitely here to stay. That definitely, yeah. Because if you look at because crypto is like under the umbrella of digital currency. Digital currency is going to grow. It's not going to stop there. Yeah, because big countries are going to use digital money. Yeah, so digital money is a big thing. It's probably going to become a main thing already. So for people will be able to find job in a trade an exchange, crypto exchange, and everything. Yeah, this crypto exchange, they employ a lot of people as well. Yeah. So then there's crypto researcher, then it's cyber security specialist that you could find yourself in if you're very good in I hate to say this, but hacking skill. If you know how the hacker is going to think, then you may be able to counter that. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one is talking about the top China blockchain company. Of course, later we'll talk about the US one. So these are just information for you to know. Oh, actually, I think they were saying you can find some information online that they're saying there are 1,400 over blockchain companies, and then there are some reports that say, oh, there's 35,000 blockchain companies in China. But I tend to think along the 1,400 companies, yeah, and not the 35. But then, given the population size in China, there's a possibility that it's 30 over 1,000 companies. But these are the very prominent companies. Shandong Liu Mai, I don't know how to pronounce that because I don't have the Chinese wording. And then there's this 大连解经, there's this Trust Alliance Information Development, there's this. Oh, sorry, that word should be what. Let our team find a match for you on that. I
Yeah.
copied that accidentally. Right. Then there's this Tata Consultancy Services. Then there's this and Enjoy or yeah technology. There's new H3C Group, and then there's a lot after that. So if you Google up on them, you may be able to find them. Yeah. Even though crypto trading is banned in China, there are still blockchain companies because blockchain is the technology. Crypto is just, how would you say? Crypto needs blockchain technology. Digital currency needs blockchain technology. A lot of other things, other services, other applications need blockchain technology. Of course, would crypto be banned forever in China? We never know. For now, it's being banned. Crypto trading is being banned. Firstly, because they are worried about money laundering, and of course, in the US, it's the same thing. Everyone is worried about money laundering. Let's stop it as that. Yeah, let's move on to the US company. US blockchain company, there's Gemini, Circle, Coinbase, you all know. Yeah, Coinbase is the uh, very popular company. Yeah. Then there's this Chronicle, there's this IBM. IBM is owned by China now, right? But of course, they still have it in US. Then there's this VOEX, Steam, and ShipChain. So, but of course, US is slightly different. You can use Bitcoin to buy things on Amazon. Why am I spelling the Bitcoin bits? Okay,
Yeah.
COIN, not SOIN. Yeah. So you can literally use Bitcoin to buy things on blockchain. I mean on Amazon. Yeah. So Bitcoin, while a number of other countries are approving of using Bitcoin to accept Bitcoin as payment, there will always be some country who want to restrict the use of Bitcoin, of course, for the very clear reason of the fear of money laundering or to prevent money laundering. And I think that's natural because in a fiat currency era, in a fiat only era, governments has been instilling anti-money laundering things in measures in banks, in central banks, and everywhere. Yeah. So of course we can understand from that perspective. It should be like that. Yeah. So, Mr. Richard, what do you have? Do you have anything to add for us?
One more thing, I also received some of the news that Ukraine they use the donation crypto. They use this to buy the weapon, and sometimes
They use
yeah
they
yeah
use it to buy weapons.
yeah
Okay.
because
Yeah.
that's the
I,
name
I
from
guess.
Lombok.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's why it's sometimes it's also may make some of of the other donator feel unhappy because actually with donation they must use this for refugee or for the people.
yeah, for
That's
the
why
refugees, right?
yeah yeah
They probably okay. You remember Hannah? Yeah,
yeah
she's a Ukrainian. So I recently saw her Facebook post. Oh, I have my cousins and my family. They have crossed 3 borders in a single day. Wow.
Yeah.
So which means they have either crossed to Belarus. No, I don't think they
No.
probably crossed to Poland and crossed to somewhere else.
Yeah, that's right.
So because of war, they have to move. So of course, a lot of civilians has moved. Those who wants a better life, want a more stable, they don't want to see war, they don't want to experience war, they'll move definitely, because for the sake of the children, some they have very young children, 3, 4 years old, even infants. I feel for them because at this young age they don't know what's happening, but the whole family have to move, and they'll be thinking, why should we be moving? We are so happily here, you know. Yeah, of course, in Singapore, we have an ex-actor by the name of Ixen. He is in his wife is Ukrainian, and he decided to stay in Ukraine to see how he can help out, or perhaps mainly just to protect his children and his family. I think that's a good thing. Yeah. So of course he did some what I call that, Instagram live to tell his family, oh, we are safe here, we are safe now, you know, and so on and so forth. I think those are very clear live updates. But let's hope that this war will end very soon. Yeah, nobody want to see war. Yeah, war has caused a lot of despair, caused a lot of inconvenience. It create a lot of death, and there's a lot of sadness going on. So let's pray for the war to stop, right? Yeah.
Okay, I think it's time for us to say goodbye to complete the live stream today, and happy Women's Day, International Women's Day, and see you in our next live stream. Yeah, bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.